You fuck!
It's on the way. Stand by for Titanfall.
Looks like we found ourselves an apocalypse of sorts. Bummer.
Titanfall, from the same minds that blessed us with Modern Warfare 2. No, not that one. Yeah. It was one of the first noteworthy games to come out for the 8th generation of consoles. When the PS4 and Xbox One first launched back in 2013, there wasn't much that they would showcase that would make you think, oh shit, I need to get me a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. There seemed little reason to upgrade. It didn't seem like the newer consoles were offering experiences that couldn't be done on older hardware. A lot of the games were just shinier versions of what was already being released on the last gen. And it's not really the game developers' fault. The performance that they could squeeze out of the older hardware had already plateaued while they were just getting started with the new hardware, so improvements were incremental, while devs were still figuring out how to utilize the new hardware at its max. The leap to the 7th generation seemed a lot bigger than the leap to the 8th generation. Besides the tech, there wasn't much of a shift in the type of games that came out on these consoles compared to the leap from the 6th to the 7th gen, for example. With the leap to the 8th gen, there was less of a shift with the type of games that would come out. During this period of shifting generations, fatigue for the Call of Duty cycle, and by extension the modern military shooter, which was dominating the 7th gen, was beginning to creep up. The most recent game at that point, Call of Duty Ghosts, was the start of a decline in the franchise's reception. It was the first in the franchise to be hated by a large portion of the fan base, and while I may understand some of its criticisms, I think a lot of the hate was unwarranted. But that's a conversation that's beyond the subject of this video. After the immense backlash from Ghosts, you couldn't fault the heads up to think that what the franchise needed was a great shakeup. But it wasn't just Call of Duty. The whole FPS genre needed a big shakeup. In came Titanfall, which dropped down into the gaming scene from the sky to really shake things up. At its core, it maintains all of the genre conventions that we've grown accustomed to, but elevates it to a whole other level with jet thrusters, wall running, and most of all, Titans. It offered what was pretty much the last big spin that you could have for the modern military shooter, at least for its time. This seemingly started a wave within the first-person shooter scene, where